I got to wear some Browns gear today after they actually got a win for the first
Don't
time in
talk
a
about my
long time.
brownies.
No, I'm not the first time for a win, but it felt like the first time for. But to actually put on a Browns gear and then do a show after a win, it's been a long time. So shout out to them for that. Still got a long ways to go. But that's
Don't do
another
that.
conversation for a whole nother day, for a whole nother show. Yo. This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you on another recording for DMST Conversations episode. I'm calling it episode 3 now from when I finally gave it the title. Back with Eulise. Eulise, how you feeling?
I'm blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual. How you feeling, Brainstorm?
I'm good. Not as tired as last week, so I'm good. Ready to get into. Oh, I forgot. It's the holiday week now, so that's something we always used to talk about on the show. So I guess we can touch on that a little bit. But I mean, it's cool because I get to, I'm off. I took off Wednesday and Friday of this week, so just a couple days. Just a couple days. That makes it a short week, and you know, so it again not as tired as last week.
Oh, so you don't work weekends, right?
Mm-mm.
So
No.
you just work at Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, it's definitely a short weekend. And
Yeah,
like with
Monday,
the
Tuesday.
holiday for me, we actually work on Sundays. I'm usually off on Sundays. I had to work today because we're closed on the actual holiday. I ain't gonna lie, I've been working like a Hebrew slave.
That's the thing with healthcare sometimes. Like we don't get the off days that everybody else be getting a lot of
hmm
times, and then like even with UH for the 5 big holidays that we get off every single year, they still take our PTO for it. So it's like it's yeah,
Are you
Memo-
serious?
Memorial Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Christmas, and New Year's. I think that's the 5 major ones. They still take 8 hours of PTO. And everybody be so surprised that yeah, we still it's 8 hours of
Listen,
PTO.
I am my gas is completely flabbered.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they take 8 hours, so it's just it's kind of pointless.
it is.
And I'm the type of person that for a lot of the holidays, like I'm not doing shit anyway. I'd rather just be working. Give me time and a half. I'll go ahead and work these 8 hours. Especially me working from home now. Like I ain't gonna say I ain't doing shit. I don't need nobody coming back at me. Like I ain't doing nothing in my job. But but when it's especially this time of year, people just ready to be to the
I think I
holidays.
have a class action lawsuit for that.
It's been like that since I got there. I don't even know how long it's been there. I'm supposing I'm a guess that some other jobs like that too, maybe some other healthcare systems. But yeah, those 5 major holidays, it is 8 hours. So I always just gotta, keep it in the back of my mind that whenever I'm kind of keeping up with my PTO, that when it's a holiday coming up, I still got 8 hours I'm gonna have to give them no matter what. It is what it is.
I
I
think
got
that
I got plenty of
we're gonna
PTO
talk after
anyway.
the pod, but it's definitely a class action lawsuit for that because, huh? Do they give you the option to work it instead of using your PTO?
I mean, not that I really know of, because I mean our department is closed. It don't, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it is what it is. Hey, look, I'm not crying about it. It's I've been with UH for what is it, 2025, 2026. I've been with UH for going on 14 years. It is what it is. And I got personally, I have a lot of PTO. My PTO started to add up when I thought I was going to be leaving UH some years back when I was still in school, and I didn't know the position I'm in now was going to be coming up like available for me, and I thought I was going to be leaving, and I'm like, all right, well if I'm using PTO, if I'm using tuition reimbursement through the job, when you leave before a year, they try to take some of that money from you, because they paid for your school. And so I started stacking a lot of my PTO to kind of offset it in case I would have left and then I wound up not leaving. So it's a lot of times I'm always like, because my max right now is 265 hours. And it's been times I've been pushing up against my PTO max and I just have to start taking time off. So, I mean, I'm usually, or even right now, I'm at like 230 hours of PTO. I do a
How
bad
many
job of
hours do
taking
you
time off
accrue
sometimes.
each period?
I get a little bit over 10 hours each pay.
Oh, so that's
Each pay.
easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's easy. I mean, that's what being there for 13 years and got me right now. So I get, yeah,
I only
I'm at
get
about
4.
almost 10 and a half hours every pay of PTO.
I only get
Yeah.
4. 4, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what?
So mine adds up quick.
I have 2 different banks of time though. So technically I
Hmm.
get 8 because I have a sick bank and then I have a PTO bank, and you can use your
Yeah.
sick. Sometimes you have to use up all your PTO before you can use your sick time,
Hmm.
but you can actually use them at the same time. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
that our attendance is. How did we get here? Um,
I mean, because I was just talking about being off, and I had to use 8 hours of PT. I don't know
it
why I randomly said it, but
it
anyway,
it
yeah.
it it sounded so adult like this is a private conversation and we
I
forgot
mean,
like this is the
but yeah,
pod.
yeah. But we started to get like this on the show anyway. We hell, we didn't start talking about stuff that's going on health wise and things. I mean, look, we are of a
Yeah.
certain age now where we not just
This is the
hopping on
normal
here.
conversation.
Yeah, talk. We not just gonna hop on here talk a bunch of shit because it's just what's going on. Like nigga, I'm about to be 45. My back hurts. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hell, Carlisa's ass was jumping up and down on her. She about to be 36 on Tuesday, because her birthday, yeah, her birthday's on Tuesday, and she started jumping up and down like and then she, started grimacing. I'm like, you better sit your old ass down. That ain't gonna tell you
Do
that you
not do
36 in
not
the
age
same.
her.
Yeah,
She still got good knees. She still got good
okay,
ankles. Like,
all right, okay. Life gonna
don't do
start
her
telling
like
her.
that.
It's gonna start telling her differently. You know
Listen,
how it
at
is. You get up out the
38, I can
bed,
still get down at 38.
but
And
you know how it
mind you, I
is. You
put
get
a
up
lot
out
of
the bed
miles.
sometimes, and shit is hurting.
No, you just don't stretch a lot. But you, I
I'm
don't
terrible
understand.
with that.
My thing, I was like, but you was a band major.
That was a long time ago. Drum major. That was a
But
long,
I'm saying
long
whatever, you
time
were
ago.
some type of active at some point.
Oh yeah, we was everybody was active. I mean, in my
Yeah.
20s, I played basketball all the time,
Really?
constantly. We was all yeah all the time. We always was
You
playing ball.
played
Yeah,
basketball, Brainstorm.
all the time. I'm like any other kid. We must have started getting into our topics where we were talking about one of the first things we were going to talk about today was
Yeah.
like the '90s thing or something that
Old school
the
versus
topic you
new
had sent
school
me.
adulting.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a '80s baby and a child of the '90s, man. It's like we lived outside, so I grew up in being active. So even as I got older and out of school, my 20s were spent, until I moved. I was always with my peoples. We went to the park. There was a good 8 to 10 of us and our group of people that I played ball with consistently that we would roll up at the park with. So we kind of will roll up with two teams a lot of times. With the group I was with all the time. But yeah, I played ball all the time. I grew up outside. Played football outside all the time. We played baseball and any bounce outside. We played basketball all the time. I'm I'm a '90s kid.
Can I be honest with you, Brainstorm?
What?
I can't see you moving your body at top speed at all. Like I can't even see you running like
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. That's the Warrensville in you
and
coming out. Don't be
and
a hater.
it's not that you're not athletic. Don't get me wrong, it's not that you're not, but
No,
you're
but
so
you've only
laid
met
back,
me at
calm,
you've
cool,
met
and
me in a different
collected.
part of my life. Yeah. Yeah, the different where I wasn't doing all that no more. But yeah, my 20s used to be work. And when I wasn't working or kicking it with some I had like two groups of friends I was always with. The one side that when we was chilling and really kicking it and probably hanging out, having parties, drinking and shit like that. And then I had the one group of people that, that we was doing music shit and we going to the park and we playing ball all the time. I mean, we used to live at the park. I I was at the park playing ball 3 4 days out the week,
I,
easily, easily.
I
I grew up
cannot see it.
in the era of people where where you had tennis shoes in the car that you could play ball in, so you always kept them in your car. Hell, we joke all the time about how in that age we wore jeans and shit with basketball shorts up under your jeans and stuff. So you was always ready to hoop. You know what I'm saying? You was
Listen,
always ready to hoop.
and I promise you, I kept a beater under my shirt during the summertime. I kept a beater just in case I had to come up out of there because we was doing something.
Easy.
Like, oh my god, I think about it like we was always
Basketball in the
ready.
trunk. People can get it anytime. But basketball in the trunk. Hey, people say you want to go to the park or you want to. Yeah, we used to go to. I didn't ball at the creek a lot, but we used to roll up there a lot. But we used to right up there at Monticello and Belvoir, the park there. I used to ball up there a lot. Um, Where else do we used to go a lot?
I would go to Tri-Cities Open Gym because my sister
We
played for their team. I would go Tri-Cities Open Gym.
I
I
used
would
to do
go to
Cleveland
Wood
State's,
Hill.
um,
I,
Cleveland State's Woodland Gym. I used to play down there,
yeah.
a lot.
I'll be
Hmm.
outside though. I'll be outside at Woodland. And then I
Kane
would do
Park,
Cumberland and Cleveland Heights. I would do Cumberland.
Cumberland, Cumberland.
I
Yep.
would go to the creek like maybe once or twice, whatever, because that was like kind of like on the other. And then Randallwood, our middle school would have Midnight Madness, where the police
Hmm.
would come with the big old stage light or whatever, and they would put the light out there once it got dark for us to continue playing basketball until midnight. It was called Midnight Madness, and so we would always go
Yeah.
to Randallwood and play up there.
Yeah,
But
that's how we grew up back then, like you said. And then so like with that topic you were saying, so the premise of the topic that you sent was you said adulting, like what was it? Old school versus
basically
new
old
school
school versus
adulting?
new school adults and like, back in the day, like I told you before the power, whatever, like I cannot remember a lot of times that our house was empty because my dad will always host parties, barbecues, kickbacks, card parties, like just whatever. We always had a house full of people, always. And
Okay.
so that's what I thought, adults would be like. I would, have space and room and cater and host and, have people over. I
Yeah,
can
oh that
count
okay, yeah.
on two hands some people I've had in my house since I moved here.
I mean, that's like our house here. We've very, very rarely have like people over. You know, like you've come over a few times, like to record and stuff like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Whatever.
Um,
Actually think about when have you had guests over to kick it? Like you actually hosted.
oh, I mean, I had a cousin's day here back in the summer. I had all my aunts and uncles over back like in May, and like one day last year I had a barbecue and had family over. That's it. That's it. Three times we've been in this house. What, 3 years now?
Same,
I think 3 years now.
same. And it's crazy because unless I'm like having people over to like actually see my place, I can't think of one time I actually hosted people over my house
Hmm.
without it being to get your hair done, without it being a purpose.
Like you said, a gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I just feel like we almost don't get the time to do it as much anymore, but we probably need
Time,
to make
how
the
much it
time.
costs.
Yeah,
Like,
all of
'cause
that.
my dad
All
would
of
buy
that.
all of the food, all of the drink, all of the liquor, all of the tree, because he was an avid smoker. Like, he would literally host everything.
Mhm.
Like, and people would be staggering out that house,
Mhm.
full with plates. Like, we definitely knew we had leftovers next day after school. Like, it was so
So that
easy.
makes so that makes me think about something you were saying, like in regards to the topic, like the old school and new school, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff around, like in this same area of things online. And it's just, and one of the things I see a lot is, people saying that we can't be the new adults because we're not the same adults our parents were. It's like you just said that, like they would do something like that and they got all the food and he made sure everything together, whatever. Like we don't really do stuff like that. Like our shit is gonna probably be potluck. Like we probably gonna be telling everybody to bring this or bring that, or everybody gonna come with their own bottles of this and all this other stuff. Not like, okay, y'all just come and we got it. Like don't worry about
Like,
it, we
I'm
got it.
telling you, like, I
We don't
never saw
adult like
nobody
that.
bring no dish. I've never seen nobody bring no dish. Liquor, maybe, depending on like what they specifically drink.
Mhm.
But as far as food, and I'm talking about slabs of ribs, like all type of stuff or
Mhm.
whatever. Like where it's like, please take some of this home because we can't fit it in our refrigerator. And like even the neighborhood kids, next day, what I'm saying, coming over our house, what I'm saying, grabbing our leftovers and stuff like that. Like I remember we had like the biggest backyard and we didn't have fences. Our neighbors didn't have fences. So it's three huge, like if you look at it from MapQuest, if I show you like a Google Earth,
Mhm.
Gladstone had the biggest backyards. I don't know why, but they did. And so our neighbors did not have fences. So we have three huge yards. The kids will come and play football in my backyard. Literally. My dad would wake me up like, what is all these bikes in the driveway? And I'm like, they just knocked the ass. They could play football, dad. Like he was like, what?
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of things like just even my niece and nephew don't benefit from some of the things that I remember doing as a kid for real.
Mhm.
Cause I remember it was
Th
times like where we was always kind of like over my aunt's house spending the night. Like on the weekends, we would just like rotate. Like they would spend the night at our house. Like kids don't even have sleepovers no more.
No, not really. Well, it's when everybody could
It's
just put on
twofold.
a
Don't
head.
get me wrong. It's twofold. So I know that
Uh-huh.
certain things happen at sleepovers, and
I ain't even
parents
worried about
kind of
that. Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
I know what you're saying, but I
yeah,
mean, well, but when you could just when you hop on FaceTime with your cousins or everybody's on the video game, you just throw the headset on and everybody's talking to each other. I think that kind of limits the desire for them to get together as much, especially since these kids don't be outside anyway. I think that's a big part of it, at least for them. We had to ask to go over our cousin's house and then spend the night and everything. It was like last Sunday, we did a brunch at my parents' house, so me and my brothers, all the kids, all the grandkids are over there. And, we were just joking about it. Like, we would have been like begging to go to somebody else's house, or all the kids would have been interacting with all these different things and stuff like that. But these kids is just sitting there and they in their phone. It's just, this is a generation of people that do not, um, they just don't interact with each other. Are you checking something in the phone? I just want to make sure it
I'm
wasn't going
sorry.
out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I turned off my alarm so it wouldn't do the last thing or whatever, where it cut the
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
recording, and I had to put it on do not disturb just in case somebody calls. So I'm sorry I didn't do that
No, no, you
before
good,
we
you good.
started. But no, you're absolutely right because when I think about it, like my generation, graduate '05, whatever, like that was the first YouTube video. Like that was like the first like exposure to social media.
Mhm,
So, as far as like old school versus new school adulting, like our parents didn't have, you know, internet to keep in touch with each other. You had to do it in person. You know what
mhm.
I mean? And them not having to go outside or go to or whatever, like I promise you, putting a freaking device in those kids' hands was the worst thing. And I get it,
It's the
like
absolute
being so
worst.
busy to where you just want them to be occupied
Mhm,
is also hindrance because now you miss the interaction with your kid and they become like
mhm.
a pet. Here, be
Yeah,
occupied. Here, some
yeah.
food, some news. Like I hate that. Like when is the last
Yeah,
time I said it on the first part that I sat down with you? I said, when's the last time the family, everybody together, sat down at a table and had dinner together? No
mhm.
devices, no
I mean,
nothing.
yeah, yeah, we kinda fell out of that too because we used to do it at least once a week, made sure we sat down because I know people be on different schedules and all types of other stuff. There's games on people watching. We used to do a better job in our house of taking at least one day and just sitting down and making sure we all sat at the table. And I mean, probably should start doing it again in this house, but, when I grew up, my mom made food. She called us and said, "Dinner's ready." We all came downstairs and we all sat at the table and we all ate. I mean, it was just it was no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't any, oh, well, we gonna eat later or I'm gonna come. No, dude, I've been cooking. This food is done. Come on and sit down here and eat. And that's what it don't matter if it was a game on TV, if we was watching the TV, it don't matter. It's time to sit down and eat, you know. Yeah, they don't it's we're so far from that. And then like you said, putting devices in people's hands was a terrible thing. But I'm guessing that if we were in that era, it probably would have happened to us too, I guess. It's just what it is.
Eh,
I joke
let's be 100. We had
I
video
joke a
games
lot now. Huh?
and we wasn't allowed to we had video games, but again, we wasn't allowed to be on that video game all day, every day, the way these kids
24/7.
are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because there's some people that don't have limits. Like you see some kids that they just don't have a time limit with stuff. And I joke all the time because I'll see I have some friends, multiple friends that are like administrators, school administrators or teachers and things like that. And I'll see them say stuff like, "Oh, these kids are in school for like 6, 7 hours a day. They don't need homework when they come home. But, they need time to be kids and all these things. Because that 6, 7 hour school day is like the worst thing ever." Um, and then, but then on the other side of things, I'd be looking like, but how many times do y'all sit there on the weekend and go up in y'all kids' room and be like, "Hey, you've been playing this game for 4 hours. Why don't you turn this off and go do something else? Why don't you turn it off and go pick up a book?" Like you got that energy for school that, oh, you in school too long. 6 hours is a long day, which it is because it's like a work day. 8 hours is a work day. So it is. But do you have that same energy when they doing something just trivial and just not just wasting time?
No,
Because
absolutely,
it's a
absolutely.
lot of kids that wake up and as soon as they wake up, they on a video game and they on a video game all the way until they go to sleep. So never have that same energy to go upstairs to say, hey, well, you've been on this game for 8 hours, or you've been on this game for 6 hours. You need to turn this off and hell, go wash your ass, go brush your teeth or something. If you ain't got that same energy, don't ever come and be like, oh, that school day is too long. Cause no, it ain't. No, it ain't.
And on top of that, I think it's the fact that homework bridges the gap between them learning something for those 6 hours at home. I mean, at
It's like a
school,
reinforcement.
and then exactly because, and you also get to see as a parent where your child is academically.
Yeah.
Because think about it, they don't
Mm-hmm.
have homework. You none the wiser that they are struggling
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
school.
Other than when you get that grade.
And it provides you, like you said, it provides you the opportunity to actually connect with your child other than being in trouble and doing chores.
Yeah. And I'm
It
not
does.
saying even with the homework thing, I'm not sitting there saying that people need to have 3 hours of homework when they get home. But hey, here's if it's a math class, hey, just try to do these 3 to 5 problems when you get home. That
I
maybe
think
only
it should
might
be
take
more.
15, 20 minutes, maybe once a week or so. You don't need homework every single day, but every now and then, hey, let's make sure you got this. Make sure that what we're going over right now is kind of sticking with what you're doing. Because basically, it's just you in school and we going over this while we're in school. Then you on to the next class, and then we don't really know how much you got it until it's test time. And test time is too late.
And on top of that, it should be more personalized.
That
Like
too,
if you
probably.
know that they have addition, they have subtraction, they have multiple, but their division is jacked, give them division homework to strengthen that skill set. Don't do a blanket of homework. Because that was my
Yeah, I
problem
get
when I
that.
was in school, whatever, that I wasn't challenged. Because I would,
I
like
get
in
that.
the 8th grade, I wouldn't do classwork, wouldn't do homework, but every test I got 90 and above. And at that point, we had tested into different tiers. I was in the top
Mm-hmm.
tier. Like my classmates was the valedictorian and the salutatorian. Like I had the smartest people in my class, and I still feel like I
I
wasn't
know.
being
I know how
challenged.
it was.
So you kind of got to make homework more personalized and then
Mm-hmm.
make it incentivized as well. Okay, you all
Mm-hmm.
caught up with what your level is. Let's try some of these different things. When they click, make an incentive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to keep kids at their pace, not with
No, I
everybody
get. I,
else.
I agree. I agree. So I
But,
did. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I'm saying, but but I'm not in education. But I just know being a student, and that's one thing I really kind of like get frustrated with is because people say, well, you're not this, you're not that, so you can't speak on those things. However, I've been on the receiving end of said position. So, like
Mm-hmm.
when they say, oh, you're not a mom, you can't speak on parenting. Why? I've been a kid.
Yeah, I get that part. Yeah.
Like, you can't speak about relationships, you're single. I've been in relationships. I've been
Mm-hmm.
front row for a man. Like, I've been in these dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm not in education, but I do feel like being a student, they have to be at their pace. Not with
Mm-hmm.
everybody else.
Yeah. There's a lot of things about our school systems that probably could change, and but I mean, I guess it kind of is. But now I saw another friend who's a teacher, and she was talking about how she gave a lot of students in her class like a writing assignment
Mhm.
because they were doing something that they didn't complete some assignment or whatever that really affected their grade. And so the writing assignment they had to do, they had to take home, they had to complete it, and then they had to have their parents sign it. And she said that two of the kids that had the writing assignment were cheerleaders, and she's like a cheer coach too. And she was like, out of those two kids, one of them called her dad right there when she came back to school the next day. She had her call her dad, and her dad was like, "Oh no, you gonna do this writing assignment? You got to get this done. Whatever." So, but the other
You
girl,
telling on teachers?
who,
The kids.
no, no, the teacher had her call her dad to tell her why she couldn't go to practice that day because she didn't complete the
Oh,
assignment.
okay. I
Yeah,
thought you said that the daughter had called her dad to
yeah,
tell
yeah.
on the
No,
teacher.
I should have said it that way. No,
Yeah.
the teacher had the student call her dad to say, "Hey, she can't come to practice, and this is why I can't come
Gotcha.
to practice." So basically, have to stay, confess to her own why she couldn't go, and then the other one that was a cheerleader had to call her mom to say she couldn't come to practice, and then she talked about how that girl's mom was like, "Oh well, we'll just send you to another school where you can cheer," and it's like no kind of okay, well, what did you do wrong? Well, what's your grade? What was the assignment? Nothing. It was just like no accountability. And it's like that's in a nutshell is what's wrong with a lot of the kids
I
in this society right now. Yeah. Yep, that's that in a nutshell.
I'd be
Like, no
so
questions.
frustrated because, like, not everybody who ends up having a child is a parent, and I hate it. I
Mhm,
really do, because if you had a child and you did not want to be a parent, you had it for other reasons or what have you, it's just like you have raising it, and then it's almost like you're living vicariously through this child instead of actually parenting the child to be its own individual, person.
mhm, mhm.
And it's
Yeah, it's
it's
sad.
so sad. It's so
It's sad.
sad. It's
Speaking of
so
kids and
sad.
bad behavior, did you I know I think this came out actually last week, we probably could have talked about it last Sunday, but did you see the video of the in Chicago where
Oh my god.
the kids jumps the mom and the child that they were bullying too?
Okay, so I couldn't get through it. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Once
yeah, I
I
barely watched it too. Once I knew what it was about, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I turned it off. And I didn't come back to it. And from the video, it almost like she pregnant? The mom?
I kept reading people like that she might have been. Then I heard that she may have a condition that made her look that way. So I'm not. I don't want to say for certain
Oh,
she
okay,
was or not.
okay.
She wasn't.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. Like I actually seen Sam Silk had posted the apology video from the one little girl,
I
and
ain't
I
even
was
watched that.
like, huh?
I said I didn't even watch that.
I was so mad because she's fumbling with her hoodie. She can't keep her hands out of her face. She's, fake crying. And I was like, take the hoodie off, keep your hands out your face, say it with your chest. Like, that's not an apology. And two, it should have been if you wanted to go live and make things right, you should have found that mother and had your daughter tell that to her
Face
face
to
on
face.
live
Yeah. Yeah. Face to
if you
face.
wanted to be impactful. And so then because of the backlash, I seen another post where the mom was like coming at people like, "Forget y'all, whatever. Like I don't owe y'all nothing." To say. Like just completely unraveled the apology, and
Hmm.
now we see why your
Yeah.
daughter's like this. And
Yeah.
it's so freaking sad because y'all let y'all let social media blind y'all from the reality of, hey, you're not always at home. You're
Mm,
not always like, and you bank on people being that, I guess, controlled, but everybody ain't wrapped that tight. And you
mm-mm.
don't want to risk somebody not being wrapped that tight because you want to make things look good.
Yeah. Because
Because
it's a
you
lot
ain't
of
gonna
people
have
that
all that mouth let her
it's a
family
lot.
come see about
It's
you.
a yeah. It's a lot of people that would have fucked them kids up either right then and there, or they would have came. They would have rolled back around because there's a lot of people like you said that ain't. They just ain't wound too tight, and then you get to see in that video, and they may not be the people in the house. It's somebody's cousin or it's somebody's brother or something
It's
like
her
that.
old coworker who she
That
gave
don't
a
that
ride
don't
to every day back when
yeah.
she was 16 that around
Somebody
her.
that
You know
just
what
don't
I'm saying?
play about them like that, and it's what I try to say all the time to people, especially with our child that's growing up here, where it's just like stop playing with people because you don't know what kind of day people is having, and like we were just talking about also, we just don't know who is associated with some of these people too, because there's some people that'll pull up on you because you done mess with the wrong one.
And then on top of that, it also is it go hand in hand. Because even when you have that type of, what I'm saying, community around you, you also have, and this is the mother side. I'm not saying this with her at all. But when it comes down to um being mindful of the people that you have that's like that, you have to kind of manage those interactions. I'm not going to sit up there and entertain or stay in the space of something that's going to cause my people to see about you because I care about them. I don't
Right.
want them sitting down just because I'm trying to put my chest out and look all big. No, like that's where for real, real strength is when you decide
Hmm.
not to handle something. And it may
Yeah.
seem avoidant, it may seem like it may whatever. But when you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So it's also like I can't allow um certain things, like especially when I see it coming, like people's voices getting crazy, or they talk. All right, let me. You got it. You got it. But I'm telling you, I've bowed out gracefully so many times just because I know. Like one, forget all of them. I know how I get when I'm angry. I
Hmm.
don't know. Like Like you ever hear people say, "You went too far. You ain't had to do all that." I don't know what all that. Like I'm going until I feel better, and I don't
No,
know
I
what
get
that
it.
look like. So I'd
No,
rather
I get
not
it.
see that limit because I don't have any.
I get it. I mean, I'm kind
So
of like that too. I rather excuse myself from a situation, or yeah, basically because once somebody take me there, like once I start, all right, it's you asked for it. Like that's just it for me. Like you asked for it. Like I I might have been calm. I might ask you 1,000 times not to do this, or can we do it this way? Can we handle something like this or whatever? But once I get going, it's like a wrap after that, you know. So I just, hey, I'd rather just
there's
excuse myself from the
nothing.
situation.
There is nothing that's going to stop me if I want to. There's no rationale. There's no talking with it. Like I've literally like dragged grown men across the street trying to get to somebody, like for real. So that's why I'm like, oh no, I can't let you get that up out of me. And on top of
No.
that, whatever, I personally, and I came to this realization this year actually. I've personally overcome so much stuff that's bigger than this individual. I can't let you get that accolade up off of me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Because for you to get that up out of me, and I've handled so many other situations differently,
Hmm.
successfully, why would I allow you to even be able to utter the words, "Yeah, I got you, Lisa, by her haircut"? No.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times too, people just want a reaction out of you, and that's why it annoys the hell out of people when you don't give them one. Like when you just kind of get to the point that you're like, all right, you got it, and you keep it moving. That's why people hate when you kind of just shut them out or whatever. Like I'm a big move on person. If I
Mhm.
ain't fucking with you, I ain't fucking with you. Like I'm dead ass. Like I'm and my life gonna keep. It ain't even personal. I promise you, it's not. My life gonna keep moving like you ain't even been there. Because once I put it in my mind to that certain point, then it's just a wrap, you know. And some people they really hate that. Like that burns them up more than if you were just going back and forth all day long. You got it, man. You
And
got
you
it.
know what's so crazy? This kinda, like, ties it all together because I was talking about this, last week, is that, like, that emotional intelligence and that emotional maturity to where I kinda wish our generation had gentle parenting to a degree, to where you had to sit down and verbalize and take accountability verbally versus it just being a quick whoop it and it's over and it's done with.
We
Because
needed
people
we
really
needed more
want
of that.
that. Yeah, people really wanted, I think, it to be that quick of a turnaround. You know what I'm saying? And when
Yeah.
you actually have to have them sit down and have a conversation about how they try to play in your face, and then they start to insult your attention, gaslighting and that's where all of this came from. That narcissist surfaced once
Hmm.
people said, "Hey, actually, let's have a discussion about this." That's terrifying to most people. Because now I really have to, and think about how many people who was institutionalized. So they had a
Hmm.
mentality of without a confession, there's no conviction. So until so as long as I don't like admit fault,
Hmm.
I can't be there's no consequences if I
Yeah.
don't admit fault.
Yeah.
That's
No,
why
I
they
get
say
that. That
ignorance
makes
is
sense.
bliss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so sad because it's like at this big age, that's not the consequence. At this big age,
Mm-mm.
knowledge is not power. So you can take accountability all you want to. Application is. So I need that
Yeah. You
behavior to
got.
change.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
it's got it.
apology.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, we too old for the. Hey, my bad. Hey, man, my bad, my bad,
And then
my
you still
bad,
doing the
my
same
bad.
stuff.
Same shit, man. Yeah, yeah. We beyond that. We beyond that. It gets we too big. We got families and mortgages and shit. Like we too big for these. My bad. I got you. Shit. So, all right. Well, all right.
And that's what
What?
I,
There's an old. It's an old. It had to be probably early 2000s. Probably it had to be when I was after high school. I forgot whose album it was. There's a skit on there with some dude owe somebody some money or something, and he kept being like, "Oh man, I got you, I got you, I got you." A homie's like, "I don't need you to got me. I need you to get me." You know what I'm saying? It's just like we beyond this all this I got you shit. I got you,
yeah.
my bad stuff or whatever. Like it's we got real stuff going on in our lives over here. Not saying that everybody does it, But then that's where the conversation part comes in. We need to be able to have a conversation about these things, and if that part is lacking, then we got this big gap there. And that's how we get too many misunderstandings because of that. Because people can't talk, people can't communicate.
And the crazy thing
But
about it is I just thought about it, like, how many times as kids was the apology enough? Because they were kids. So you train a child to where all they have to do is apologize, or all they have to do is take the consequence. And they never really develop the consideration of others. You know what I'm saying? And how their behavior and their conduct affects somebody.
or
So
have to be, or they're never forced to actually change the behavior or the
exactly.
action.
Yeah.
It's just say sorry, say sorry, say
Yeah.
sorry.
Not
But
even what
how
you're
do we
sorry
get here?
for.
Yeah,
Not even,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like, so that behavior never changes. You want the quick consequence, quick turnaround so you can go back to doing the same thing you always did. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And it's like the lack and efficiency of emotional maturity and intelligence and what our generation is now is actually kind of scary because people never grew up. They just got older.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
People need
they
to,
just got older.
yeah, people need to really slow down, and allow things to happen and process stuff. You know, it's like when you're talking about having these conversations in these whatever situations we're in, you actually do need to slow down, think about it, think about what happened, why it happened, how you got there, like all these types of things, and you need to actually process this type of information. But people don't slow down. We're too busy to get back to our day. We're too busy to keep things ready to keep things moving. That we can't do it. It's almost the other one of the other topics I sent you with the Tony Baker was talking about how he misses the
Hmm.
landline phone because he's like it forced you to have to because his premise was one thing was like he hates when people call him and like you just call and you almost treating your phone like like it's a pager. So you don't leave a message, you don't text and say, hey, I needed something or something like that. You was just calling or whatever. And he like, yo, I'm not calling you back. And I felt that in my soul because it
I felt
don't
seen.
just I mean, because if you just calling and you ain't gonna say nothing, then you obviously just probably just you didn't want nothing to me. So if I ain't feel like talking, I ain't calling your ass back. Call me rude if you want to, but I
The
ain't calling your ass back.
accessibility is the
Yeah.
accessibility because you think because you have access to me that I'm supposed to automatically pay you that attention.
Yeah, I'm just sort of automatic, hey man, you
No,
called? Hell no.
I
No.
literally
If
I literally had somebody in my DMs saying, "Why you ignoring me?" All they do is like stuff. All they do is leave emojis. All they do is react to stuff. What am I
mm-hmm,
ignoring? Like you ain't asked me, you know what I'm saying, go out on no date. You ain't asked me to have a conversation. What am I ignoring? Attention
mm-hmm,
is nothing to me. I get attention all the time. And that's not a flex. Trust me, far from it, because it'd be annoying. Because the type of attention I get is not of any value to me.
mm-hmm,
Even polite attention. It's just not like, okay, all right, like what it's almost like I almost want to be like, what do you want? What do you want? What does this one want?
mm-hmm.
Because they all want something. Whether it be
Yeah.
you to smile because you look, so mean. What I just it's overstimulated.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
yeah,
like you said, the accessibility is a problem, especially when you're not like you called me, I didn't answer. You could text me if you need me if it was some type of emergency. Like you have ways to get a message to me
mm-hmm,
without me answering that phone. Because hell, sometimes I just want it to be quiet around me right now. And then
yeah.
depending on who calling you, it's like, oh my God, this person's always negative, complaining, dumping. I don't want to deal with that. My
Mm-hmm.
social battery is drained for that type of conversation.
Yeah.
I don't want the drama right now. I
Yeah.
can't be I can't be that ear for you right now. I'm dealing with my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the accessibility is crazy. And then also, I was thinking about this too. Just how I came into this year. We were old school raised in the new school days. I always say that. And we were kind of always like black and white. Either I fuck with you or I don't. And I learned this year that there's so many beautiful shades of gray. Like, I don't have to completely shut you off or cut you out. I just have to place you. I saw potential that you mismanaged, and now I have to take your actuality and the reality of where you are. And that's not as close as I had liked or hoped, but I need to have you right here. And that's okay. Everybody ain't gotta
Mhm.
be close to me. Everybody don't have to be. I have a lot more associates and people that I know or people who know me than I do friends and best friends and family. Like, everybody got their different place. It don't have to be completely black or white. It could be beautiful shades of gray.
Mhm.
Just know where to put people in your life.
Yeah. I mean, the older you get, the easier that becomes.
Mhm,
I think friendships transition over time the older you get
mhm.
because you have just other things going on. And you know, there's a lot of them that we do need to try to value more and, reach out to talk to people a little bit more. But then there's
But everybody
sometimes
got
that
their Caesar.
yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Um but yeah, the fact that people feel like they should always be able to have a piece of you, a piece of your time is different. But it's just where we are right now in this day and age. I blame so many things on just how technology has just changed things. And for as good as it makes our lives at different times, it just has changed so many things for the worse, or it's brought out the worst sides of people. That it's annoying when you see it. I mean, hell, even we us talking about the whole thing with the kids and that parent thing and them jumping them and stuff like that. The fact that we only know about it because of this technology that we have now, where kids had to sit there and record it. And by the way, even if you were sitting and recorded, you deserve to charge just as much as everybody else do too. Just keeping it 100. But this thing that we have, I feel like ever since we've came back together and started doing the show, I've always had a conversation at some point about social media or how things are right now. And I feel like maybe I'm just getting too old. I might be getting into my old man era already. Where it's just like where it's the shit that just be irritating me, where it's just like we people people can't live without the phone, or they can't live without the social media and all these things. And it's just like it's a sad existence where you just have to have that. And if you don't, like, it's almost like you're gonna be getting the shakes and something, like somebody that's coming off of withdrawals
Withdrawals, yep.
from drugs or something, and and like I said, I for all the good that we've gotten out of this, there's a lot of stuff that we'll never be able to put the genie back in the bottle on. Like, we have a whole generation now that it's, even though they grew up in it, I heard somebody saying this, how, and I really didn't agree with them. They were talking about, they felt like the older people like us who didn't have the technology, they feel like it's us that's attached to it, but they felt like their kids wasn't because they grew up in it. And I actually disagree with that, because I feel like the kids are just on it all the time because it's all they know. But I feel like us, it's like I feel like a lot of us can take it or leave it because we didn't have it our whole life. I say all the time, my phone could be here, it could be upstairs. Hell, my phone could be in the car sometimes, and I'll forget about it for a couple
I don't
hours or
know if
so.
that's like generation or just man stuff, because men do that.
Yeah,
With
I just don't need,
everything.
I
Your
just don't need to
watches.
have it. I misplaced stuff, but I just don't. What I'm saying is, I just don't need to have it by my side constantly.
24/7.
Yeah, constantly, and constantly in my hand, and constantly looking at this and looking at that on it.
Like, if you didn't
I
charge it tonight, you would still have a full battery the next 2 days.
Yeah, yeah, easily, because I just don't have to. But not everybody's like that, mm, mm,
And then,
but
what's so
it's
crazy now I think about it, like, back in the day, when wasn't no social media, you actually had to be a quality person because there wasn't no faking. I've seen you in real time. I'm talking to you in real time. I'm interacting with you in real time. I
you had
don't
to have a
get to
personality.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have this thing of pictures and videos for you to, like, post the best parts of your life. I actually have to experience you in real time and like you. I think, like,
Mhm.
uh in all honesty, the reason why a lot of relationships and families worked back in the day is because you knew the top 5 people to date in your neighborhood. And you had to be one of the top 5 people to be dating with them. So it also made you, again, be a quality individual. Because
Well, you had
if you was to think about some of the people that you found out later that was actual duds in their neighborhood, Because we all came to that point, like, "Man, you know so and so, man, they da 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 da," and you're like, "What?" Had
Yeah,
no clue, had no idea.
you had to be an actual person back in the day because you had
Yeah.
to actually everything was in your face. I was talking to Carlisha recently about something. We were watching a show or something, but I
Mhm.
was or I was saw something online that I was telling her about. But there's just a whole generation of people who don't have the callous that we had to, especially as men, that never developed the callous of having to be out and having to go across the room and having to see somebody that you want to talk to, a young lady you want to talk to, and you had to have actual game. Like you had to have some game. You had to be able to go up and talk to them. You had to ask for a number. You had to be clever with what you said and all these things. You had to look a certain way for them to want to talk to you and want to interact with you. Like all
Yep.
these different things. And there's a lot of people who haven't developed that callus yet. And that's why it's so easy for them to just be, so somebody don't want to talk to them. Oh, fuck you then. Or I ain't really this and that, what all these other things. So they
They
can't
feelings
handle
be
the
hurt.
rejection. They can't handle the rejection because you don't, again, that's callous to walk. You ever you have to be in a room with someone and you see somebody across the room that you think is cute, or you at the mall or wherever, and you think they're cute, and you got to get up all your nerves to be able to go over there. And I always say the worst thing they could say is no, but that no can end your motherfucking life. That that no can make you feel this big, especially the way they say it. But that was callous. You had to. Everybody that got turned down before you didn't went over there and I got a boyfriend. Well, they don't want to talk to you, or every dude that been in the club before and you start dancing behind somebody, she'd probably done turned around and looked at you and she didn't want to dance with your ass. I mean, that shit happened in real life in real time. Not just somebody sending a DM on IG and being like, "Hey, what's your number?" I mean, not what's your number, but "Hey, what's up?" and trying to talk or whatever. Then if they don't want to answer you, fuck it, ain't no skin off my back because it's just online. No, I had to do this in person. Like, nah,
Yeah.
that gave a lot of that was a big part of growing up, at least from that era. That was a big part of growing up.
Yeah. I man. And then you had to be
Everybody
funny, you had
has.
to be I think that's the difference between, like, for real, comics nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of comics who had they viral moments on social media when they first hit the stage suck. Cause ain't no
It's all
editing,
backwards.
ain't no sound bites, ain't nothing of that. It's literally just you and a mic. No music, no nothing, no extras. It's just you and a mic. And you have to verbalize the entire picture for the audience. That's why I
Yeah.
feel like it's still amazing when comics sell out arenas around here because a lot of people just wait till it come out. He
Mm-hmm.
recording it. I could
Mm-hmm.
just wait. Like, why would I get in my car, use my gas, put on some nice clothes, spend money to get the ticket, then get food, do all of that stuff
When you know it's gonna
when I
be on
got a
Netflix
Netflix
in six
account?
months. Yeah. 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 It's a lot of
So
stuff that people don't
it's
take. They don't indulge
it's
in anymore because of that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's crazy because like even like I said with the relationship, like it's crazy to think that men are not men like they used to because of social media. Because if we're being honest, like even the whole passport bros thing. So you couldn't be of value to nobody in America that you got to go overseas.
Oh, them dudes is
And
corny.
like, and on top of that, you realize you're still paying for it. You call
Mm-hmm.
us gold diggers, but you literally go across the ocean to get a gold digger
Yeah.
who still has a whole family, mind you. Because some people over in those cultures, they're like, yeah, go ahead and get that American man, send that money back this way.
Uh-huh.
Like what is it? It was a one episode. I don't watch it at all for real, for real. I just caught the one episode. But it was a girl, I think she was like from the Philippines, and this white dude was dating her and she had access to his credit card, bought her whole car on this dude credit card. Bought a whole car for her cousin on his credit card.
Well, that's dumb on his part. I mean, that's legitimately dumb on his part. Because why she get
Like,
access to your credit card like that?
but because of social media, you think you have this vast ocean of people because you have access to them. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have access to them. Like, you really don't, because they're not gonna pay you any attention. They don't know you.
No, no.
You
Yeah.
slide in DMs left and right, whatever, and get left on red. They don't know you.
Mhm. Yeah, I wish there was a way to incorporate more of what we got to experience back in those days with what it is now.
Yeah,
I almost feel like you would have thought that some of the parents from that time, so people my age, which I still think a lot of kids my age still kind of have that old schoolish mentality type of thing with them or whatever. But I do wish, because not everything was gravy. It wasn't the best thing in the world that most of us were latchkey kids and we came home and we had to let ourselves in the house and we were home because our parents was at work all the time and all these different things. So I mean, it wasn't the best of things. I mean, it wasn't the best situation to grow up in, but you did get to learn a lot. And so we are in this big, huge space of overcorrection, in my opinion, where now people are going so far the other way because so much of what they felt like people in our space went through growing up was like wrong. We were home too long by ourselves, or the punishments were too harsh, or you got whoopings and you shouldn't have got them. All this. So we're in this big space of overcorrection, which I think could come back the other way at some point, and they'll find a nice little medium. And the funny thing is, I say this all the time. I think the kids now are going to be the ones that's going to get a lot of this shit right because they're the ones benefiting now from having a lot of times of parents that be so hands off and the gentle parenting and all these things. I think the kids now are going to be the ones that's going to grow up and be like, I don't know what the fuck y'all was thinking. Sit here trying to not do this with me or let me do this and that, whatever. And I think they're going to be the ones that's going to be like, yeah, no, you was sitting out here letting me do this. And I was out here trying to do X, Y, and Z. Not like us who we had that freedom because of the fact that, again, a lot of our parents were working and doing a lot of different things. I think this generation of kids now is going to be the ones that's really going to start getting a lot of that right. Like, yeah, y'all was bugging. Y'all was stripping, sitting here letting us just do whatever we wanted or not giving us consequences and stuff. That's my feeling.
I can see it, but what's gonna be damaging is a lack of community mindset. Because
Oh, it's gonna kill people. Yeah.
I think as we get older as a culture, it's more division, more isolation. It's not a lot
Hmm.
of community. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that's gonna hurt is that individually we are self-sufficient, we are these, we are that, but we don't think about community.
That's the technology thing too, though. We
That's
don't have
very
to come
lost
together
on us.
anymore.
And that's the only thing that's hindering us if we actually think about it because there is no reason, just with DMST alone, there is no reason why we have to depend on anybody for anything with all the talent and the pieces that we have within ourselves. So if just the four of us have all of that within the space of podcasting and entertainment and creative, you know what I'm saying? Like imagine what that would look like if we go just three generations or levels deep into each one of us. So
Hmm.
if I bring three people who on it, who do this, who this, you bring your three people, like it would be an unstoppable force. And we just going three generations deep. Like we just bring it three people.
Hmm.
Put in those three people, bring a top three people. You see how like you see how that it, it make it even more solid.
Hmm.
But we're so separated. We're so because of ego. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing else that can explain it. If I know that it's a benefit for me, for you, and you know it's a benefit for me, like our ego negates the responsibility of me considering you and you considering me.
Hmm.
Because my ego is gonna tell me, well, I matter more and the benefits of this and that, whatever, and you should be grateful to know. Like, no, there's responsibilities where there's benefits. And we
Yeah, I
wanna
get that.
kind of erase that part.
I get that. Yeah. Yep. We got to do better, man. We all got
Yeah,
to do better.
yeah.
That's the bottom line. We all got to do better.
And you
Um.
have to set the example with your actions, not just with conversations. Like
Yeah.
you will like I literally and this is the perfect example for me personally. I've been saying this for years. Like I miss, certain friends and family I used to see all the time, whatever. Like, and I get you can't always come out to a show. You can't come, I get all that. But just invite me over. I never come over empty handed. I'll be having a bottle of wine. We can sit down have a conversation on the couch. Like it's so simple to catch up with people,
Yeah.
whatever, in real time.
I, w-
But
I
now
wonder when we lost that. I wonder when we lost that because we all had a time of our
insecurity,
lives that I mean, we all had a time in our lives where we would just hang out,
Yeah,
like legitimately just hang out. Like we didn't have to be doing it didn't have to be the holiday. It didn't have to be because it's a fight on the night. It didn't have to be because it's the big game that, everybody get it used to just be like, yo, Friday, what you doing? Nothing, chilling. Hey man, you feel like some company, I'm gonna come through and chill. All right, yeah. And you just sit and chill for some hours and talk and
I'm
whatever
telling
else.
you, right hand of God, my best friend Jasmine, I can call her up right now. She would come over my house unannounced. She'd come over my house and literally take a nap on my ass. I'd
Hmm.
be laying downstairs in my bed watching TV, and she'd literally just come on the door, come downstairs, whatever, put me on my stomach, and put her head on my ass and go take a nap. And we'll just take a nap together. Like we used to have nap dates. Okay, we would literally like, hey, you hungry? I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. We went to Burger King for a double whopper, went to Rally's for a fully loaded fry, went to Wendy's for a twisted frosty, smash, and passed out. Like
Hmm.
we would literally have nap dates.
I don't know about a nap date. I'm trying to think one of my homies. But
That's a
hey
girl
man,
thing.
yeah,
I
hey
don't
man,
think Big
hey
Dad would come
Playboy,
over and sleep on your
yeah, oh
booty.
yeah, like hey Dev, hey Dev, man, I want to see if you want to go get a Whopper with cheese, and then I don't know, I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired. I ain't sleep good last night. No, that ain't gonna work.
No, but I mean, it was never a reason. It was never even an established time. It was just like your friend would just show up. Like, oh, you ain't doing nothing. Oh, bet you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
It was never nothing
Hmm.
that you had to over orchestrate. It just happened.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got plenty of friends that back in the day, it'd just be like, I mean, yo, I could hit a Paco. What you doing? Hey, I'm gonna slide through. My homies
Hmm.
John and them or something like that, or my homie Mill. I could be like, hey, whatever. Hey, let's just meet up. Let's go grab a drink or something. I mean, just the nobody does anybody, nobody sees anybody anymore, and it's we all have to do a better job. That's all I can say. Is we all have to do a
Me
better
and my
job.
circle, we would go to Scorchers on Tuesday. They wing night, and this is back when
Hmm.
Scorchers actually had pool tables. I'm so mad it took them out.
They don't have a pool
But
table somewhere.
huh?
They
No,
don't have
remember
pool tables
my
up there no more?
my one was it a going
When you
away
had your
party I
party?
came
Yeah, yeah,
to?
yeah.
Yeah. They didn't have no pool tables in.
I couldn't even remember, honestly, because
Yeah.
that
They
I've
used
been
to have
there that time.
they used to have four in the back and then one on the side.
They had the one, like,
So
to
like
the
five
left when you
pool
first
tables they
came in
used
the
to have in
door or
there.
something like that.
Yeah.
Because 'cause I've
Yep,
DJ'd
they
there
used to
back
have
in the
one by
day.
the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Yep, yep. And
Yeah.
so on Tuesdays, me and my friends will always go up there. It doesn't we wouldn't even call each other. We just knew it. If I go up here on Tuesday, somebody I know is gonna be here playing pool,
Mhm.
eating wings,
Mhm.
having a drink. That was our thing. Well, every Tuesday, to where it was like a whole kick it for real.
That's like it used to be, back in the day on Fridays. Me and my peoples, we used to, this is before I even moved down south, so this was about 2003, 2004-ish, and we would go to, when Jillian's used to still be open on Cedar, the pool hall up there on Cedar, it's the B-Dubs now, right there in Cleveland Heights. Um, and it's we used to be there every Friday. I mean, our same group of it was about anywhere from 4 to 8 of us every Friday,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit more. We used to be there so much that we would like. I think we used to earn points from like between buying beer and tables and hours or whatever, and then we would get a. Every so often, we would get like a pool party, which would be like 2 hours, and you can have as many people as you want. Like we get like a couple tables, because we that was our spot. It was like almost like you said. It wasn't like we had to call and who all going this week. It's like we knew somebody was going. We knew we would be up there about 6:30 ish, maybe 7, and we are gonna be there for a couple hours or so every Friday. That was our thing. Pool, some pitchers of beer, and we good for a few hours.
And it's so crazy because that's kind of reminds me of like Queens. I want to say it was called Queens off of Cedar and Lee. Like right across, like where CVS is, you could literally walk out the door and see CVS. And we would go up there on Fridays, and they had $2 Long Islands and $3 pitchers of beers. And we would literally have a
The good old
table.
days.
Listen, we would literally have a table of Long Islands, like a charcuterie board, where me and my people, we could just be picking them up off the table. Like I would get like
Mhm.
10 Long Islands, and that person would get, and it would just be a table of Long Islands and beers. You know what I'm saying? And we would
Yeah.
get so drunk. Um, but
Back in
yeah,
the day,
it's
yeah.
like even the businesses, if you think about it, don't have those type of nights no more. To where things
Nah.
is like super affordable, and it's like they could just you could just come in and kick it for real, for real.
I think to find stuff like that nowadays, now you got to be like where a big like a college is. You have to be like in a college town because you'll
True,
find bars
true,
with stuff like that because they know
true.
college kids are not, they don't have money. But you in a regular space where they ain't a college around, nah, they don't really do stuff like that anymore. Some of the old school bars, the closest they really come nowadays, they may have a good happy hour. And I mean like the
Yeah,
old school bars,
yeah.
the ones you go in where they still free pour and shit like that, and they don't charge you a ton for like doubles, and those type of places kind of do it. But other than that, yeah, now
Where was
these
I at? They had like a happy hour that lasted from like 6 to 10. That's what
that's
it
insane.
was recently. Huh?
I said that's insane. 6 to 10,
Six
they
to
ain't even
ten was
happy
a
hour no
happy
more.
hour.
That's dinner time.
Yeah, and I forget. It was somewhere recent, like in the last month or so. They was like, "Oh no, it's happy hour still," and I was
Yeah,
confused. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And but yeah, like I think I'm gonna put that out on Facebook. I'm like, who has the best happy hour deal or like drink specials? You know what I'm saying? Like because you'll get like a couple people that have like $5 shots of tequila or whatever drink of the night or
yeah.
whatever. But and like dollar wings. Now that everybody got dollar wing night. Everybody got dollar wing night. But
Yeah, you'll find some places that got a decent wing night. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I give you that. I give you that.
yeah. Um, but dang, that just made me wonder. And then on top of that, whatever, like the day just seemed like it goes so freaking fast. Cause I work 7 to 5:30, which is not a bad schedule. But by the time I get home at 6 o'clock, shower, change, it's at least 7. And then I have to get right back up at fuck 5.
And at that point, do you really want to go out?
Exactly. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Uh, and then don't sit down on your bed. Fresh out that shower.
Man, please. I don't really care about that. People gotta know I ain't really going out and doing a bunch of stuff. Once I'm in, I'm in.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year because it's dark.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
dark at 5:30 now, and we ain't even gotten to winter yet, so we ain't even talking about the fact of when you get in and it's cold as hell and it's
Hmm.
snowing. Yeah, nah. If I've been out, once I come in, it's gonna be real hard to get me to come back out.
And then that's the crazy
Real
part
hard.
because you work from home.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. So
so you
it's real hard
already
to get me
in.
to come out. It's gonna be real hard to get me to come out. Period.
Yeah. And
That's why
that's why I said,
it's a part of me that was
we
glad that job didn't come through because I would have had to go into the office. I'm like, do I really want to give? Like, I know at some point I got to go back out and
yeah.
go back into a place more than likely. But I mean, if I can wait till the spring at this point, that would be nice. I'm still, we'll see,
And it's crazy
we'll see.
because I used to say, "Oh well, I can get a couple hours." And I think about it like before I had this job, I was working at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would go out
Can't
more
do it.
then than I do now. And it's like now I'm like, okay, well, if I'm off the next day, I'll go out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I can sleep in. But as much
Yeah,
as I work now, I need to be off the next 2 days for me to do
yeah,
something.
because the older we get now, we actually be wanting to chill when we off. Yeah, I enjoy. I I'm gonna go out. Like, if somebody invite me to something that's legit, we've made it to some of your events and things like
Mhm.
that. But I enjoy being at home though. I mean, there's a part of me that just I'm always gonna find a game to watch. So I enjoy being at home. Summertime, I do like to get out a little bit more, and we try to get to the festivals and whatever other things are going on outside, just so we can get out of the house some. But this winter, when this winter hits, yeah, I catch y'all in April, May.
And you know what's so crazy? I think I'm gonna just start pulling up on people at their house with a bottle.
That's the
Like,
thing to
hey,
do. That's the thing to
hey,
do.
what's going on?
Yeah,
Because
just call
because
somebody.
getting people to
Yep.
come outside, mm-mm.
Yeah, just
I'm gonna
call
pull up
somebody,
on people.
ask them what they doing, and just play. Hey, I was gonna stop by. You feel like some company for an hour or something like that? Just stop by, catch up, because we need that in person thing too. We
Yeah.
too FaceTime, we too text. We
And
do that too
let's
much.
be honest, when you in somebody's presence, I don't know about you, but me, I can literally go over like one of my good friends' house and just sit there. We don't even have to talk. It's just being and having that proximity of energy. Like I literally could just be like sitting here, they could be sitting there and have a full conversation, not saying nothing.
It's
I,
human interaction, period.
yeah, you
Yeah.
thrive off a connection.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
kind of comfortable like that I done position myself.
Nah. Well, I got one more thing before we get up out of here.
All right, cool,
You know,
cool,
cause,
cool, cool, cool. I seen the
cause
time. I just seen the time.
cause like I said, I've been watching that Eddie Murphy documentary, and then, I know I brought up the top 5 movies thing last week, but as I was watching it this week, and I'm watching that some of the stuff that he's done, I mean, a lot of the stuff he's done over the years, and I mean, I forgot all about the Remember the Time video that he's in, the Michael
Yeah,
Jackson video. I mean, I literally have, they showed a little clip of that. I was like, damn, I forgot about that. But just looking at all the stuff he's done, and I'm looking at movies and how we reacted to some of the movies he's done back in the day, and it just got me to thinking. Again, I know we shit on the new generation a lot, sometimes wrongly, but I started thinking, like, what is it going to be out of people who are younger now that they're going to look back on, you know, 20, 30 years from now? Like, is it going to be someone that they're coming up with now or whatever? Because I don't even put Beyonce in her group, because I still feel like she's more of a our generation type of thing. But like, who is it going to be that you're going to look back and it's going to be like they're going to be able to do a documentary on their whole career because they've been in the business for 30, 40 years? Because I don't think they're going to have one. They just don't do it. There's no living in the moment. There's no enjoying what's going on, or enjoying what a person does, because one, I don't believe people create art. And when I mean art, I mean comedy, I mean music, I mean movies. I don't think people create art in the same way that people did back in the day, because one, everybody's attention span is super short, and then theirs, even as they're creating it, is super short too. So I don't think they put as much effort into it. And then I don't think the people who are, taking it in just appreciate it as much. Um, because it's just low quality to me. And again, I don't want to, I don't want to just completely shit on a whole generation, but is it an Eddie Murphy out there right now? Somebody that's of that caliber?
if I'm being 100,
And I'm not just talking about comedy. I'm just
I
talking about
think
like just somebody
people
that
of
does
their
art, period.
generation, like period, in any genre, will be JoJo, the white girl JoJo.
I know her name, yeah, the singer.
No, is she? Does she sing?
Talking about the singer?
No, the one that always has the bow in her hair.
I don't know who that is then.
She's like a child star.
I definitely wouldn't know.
Yeah, but she got famous off of her YouTube videos. She ended up selling bows for little girls' hair. They book her for parties because I think she does sing,
No,
but
I was thinking about somebody else, somebody
not
that was
this.
grown.
No, no,
So
no. This JoJo is probably like 17, 18, if she's an
mm,
adult. Um, but I think I know who you talking about as far as JoJo, whatever. It's like she had made a good song, whatever, that came out when I was like in college or whatever. And she kind of went viral for, white girl, whatever. And no, this one, she is like that teeny bopper famous. But I don't know if she got 30 years of teeny bopper famous. You know what I'm saying?
nobody does. Nobody does.
That's
And
crazy to think about it because it's so freaking true. Like, who? Maybe Kanye West's daughter, but what niche does she have?
there you can't really name a person. I mean, you really can't, and it's just like and I thought about this too, because I saw Bomani Jones, so he had shared somebody else's tweet about going to see your idols, like and your favorite people while they're still alive, because you never know when they're not going to be here. And I know I was saying then to myself, I'm like, I was glad to say, or I'm glad to say, I got to see Luther Vandross before he died, and I'm glad I got to see Prince before he died. Hell, I'm glad I got to see Gerald Levert before he died.
I
People like
met Joe,
that.
but he's so nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I've seen some of the greats out there. I mean, there are more that I need to go see. I wish I would have went and saw Tony when they were touring recently,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's but you know, do the younger people even care? You know, I don't think we cared at their age. You know how great somebody was going to be. You just thought they were
The
good or whatever.
perception of accessibility.
But the songs are everything is so hit. Everything is so quick. An album drops. Oh, it's great. 2 weeks later, ain't nobody even talking about it no more. A song drops, it's hot for a month, and then ain't nobody even talking about it anymore. And I'm just like, if nothing has staying power anymore these days, because that's just how society is now, then it's gonna be sad because it, who the hell you gonna be going to see in concert at some point or anything like that? Like you don't have no connection to
Yeah, it's like
nobody.
that scroll mentality. Everybody's scrolling. Everybody's
Yeah,
scrolling in life and everything. Everybody's scrolling.
I mean, Michael Jackson used to shut shit down. Michael Jackson used to drop a video when I was a kid, and it would be like, "Oh, it's going to premiere on BET tonight at 9 o'clock,"
World premiere. Yes,
and everybody was going to be in their motherfucking house ready to watch this Michael Jackson video when it premiered at nine
because there
o'clock.
wasn't no DVR. Wasn't no
None of
like.
that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I thought about. I'm like, is it just because we don't have to be in the moment with things because I could just record it. I'll just watch it on YouTube. I'll just do it. That you just don't give a shit about it anymore because I'm in the middle of the they doing the show podcast. I think it's called Reliving Single. So it's Mattson and Sinclair
Yeah,
from
I
the
seen
show.
that clip of that on the internet. Yep.
And so I'm watching one of their latest episodes. So Queen Latifah was there, and I'm just what's on it, and I'm just looking like, man, that Fox Thursday night was cannot miss TV. Like you just, even if you were outside, you brought your ass in the house
TGIF.
at 8 o'clock. You brought your ass in the house, and you watched Martin, you watched Living Single, and you watched New York Undercover on that Thursday night. And again, nowadays because you can just record it, will people actually stop stuff? Like the last thing that we were kind of stopping to everybody make sure they went to watch was like Insecure, you know, and thankfully
Power.
Insecure was yeah, it wasn't one of those shows where we just dropped the whole season on Netflix and here you go. And it
Hmm.
was like, okay, you had to be there every single Sunday when the show came out, and so it's like nothing makes us feel like that no more. I feel like that's sad that nothing makes us feel like that anymore. Like that, yeah, we can't miss it thing, and so again, we just don't have that attachment to anything anymore. At least a whole generation does it now because we still love our Jay-Z's and our Nas's that are the goats out there as rappers and stuff like that. We still have our goat actors out there. Denzel dropped something that like it's going to be a good movie. You're going to want to go see it or something like that. I mean, if you even get outside of the black community, Tom Cruise is like 95,000 years old. And he's still making Top Gun movies and shit and Mission Impossibles. But it's still a moment when he makes a movie. Like when it was a big deal when that new Top Gun movie came out. It was a big fucking deal. It was a big deal when they did the last Mission Impossible movie. Who in this younger generation is doing something that people are going to be like, yo, I remember for as good as Soldier Boy was when he hit in the late 2000s and all that stuff, whatever, does anybody, I'm not even trying to be funny, does people really care about it that much?
And then they keep doing these tours like with B2K and Bow Wow and just what is it, Escape and you
Yeah, I
know
just saw they got one that's
I,
about to come out now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's crazy because like you said, nothing really has like a save the date factor on it.
Mm-mm.
Because as
Mm-mm.
good as Sinners was, I mean, and everybody's talking about Sinners. Everybody's going like my
Oh, it's a
one friend
great
seen it
movie.
like 4 or 5 times or whatever. I didn't see Sinners until they brought it back out for Halloween, and then I went to go see it at IMAX. And it was a great movie, but
Hmm.
it's like
But you didn't stop your
a
life to be
movie
like,
back.
no, I got to go to the
Exactly.
theater and see it.
The day one. Think about it. Think about how packed day one movie release was.
Back in the day, I remember going to see Kings of Comedy when it came out up
Yep.
at the Severance movie theater. And at the time, I took people to the movies that, my younger brother, so some of his friends, whatever, that shouldn't have technically been in the movie. The movie was so packed that people were sitting in the aisles on the
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah.
This was the king of comedy, the Kings of Comedy
Yes.
movie. Like legitimately,
Fire
the Kings of
safety
Comedy
hazard.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they gonna do that for now? Even though I've seen the previews for the Michael Jackson documentary and people talking about how they can't wait to go see that. Maybe that'll bring it back. But even if that does, it took Michael Jackson to bring it back. Hey, Kai Cenat ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do nothing right now. That and again, and what he's doing is great, great. But he ain't gonna do nothing where people gonna sell out theaters and on everybody got to be there. Like you said, back in the day, first day movie releases, man, it's when movies came out. I remember when Bad Boys, the second Bad Boys movie came out, and going to that theater and seeing that up in Severance and stuff like that back in the day, and how packed it was and stuff like that. It's just I know times change, and we got 1,000 different things to choose from to give our attention to. Back then, you didn't have as many things, but you still had to be something had to grab you. I just don't feel like nothing grabs you no more.
I think it's just the saturation of options. You have
Right.
so much to choose from that most people don't choose anything.
Hmm.
And at this point, you get like stimulation fatigue. That's why like this overstimulated complex is like a real thing. It's like
Yeah.
because everything is trying to grab your attention. Everything is like, and it's now not, and you can overindulge in stimulation.
Yeah.
But it's like when you unplug, when you like think about it, if you put this phone down for 24 hours, like not on it unless whew, excuse me, unless you are communicating, like no social media. Like if you just unplug for 24 hours, you will really start to see how much time in a day you have.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much you really do use that phone. Because most people roll over in the morning when they wake up, pull their
First
phone.
thing they do is pick up the phone. I
Like,
can't
I
do
get
that.
it. You gotta turn the alarm off because it is
Well,
alarm. But you turn the alarm off, unlock, go through what notifications you got, who messaged you, who
yeah, that
like
that I can't do.
who
I'll look and make sure nothing came through that I shouldn't have missed. Ma- thankfully nothing came through from the family that I slept through, like some type of situation you need to address. But that's it. I don't even sleep to my alarm. I'm awake before my alarm even goes off. So that's it. But some people, like you said, they pick up the phone and soon as they roll over and they go to scrolling as soon as they wake up. And I'm like, hell no, because it's just it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I don't. But again, I'm old now. I'm definitely old. So I
you in
don't
this
know.
old talk. Well,
I'm
give
old.
them all your shits, brainstorm.
You be killing me with that. No, you give them all your shits.
Well, maybe cloudy today, but
Uh-uh.
nah, this is comedian Eulise Dickerson. You can find me on any social media platform. I am the only Eulise Dickerson. That's EULISE DICKERSON. Facebook private. So just send me a message. Let me know that you tuned in from here. Instagram is public. TikTok is public. Eulise Too Funny on TikTok. Um, and I'll be in Pittsburgh Saturday, and I have oh 4/11, December 14th. I'll be out there with Joey Zaza and Shot Showtime. Um, and I'll be out in Akron January 8th for my birthday show with Precious and friends. I don't want to go too far out. But and I have friends is a series that I recorded with Dr. William Washington, and we'll be soon drop a release date for that. It's gonna be a movie premiere, all that good stuff, whatever. So yes, and I have friends.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm still working on Tuesdays right now. So bar one R&B night on Tuesdays. Hell, people should pull up this Tuesday because I know a lot of people are gonna be off on Wednesday. Um, so bar night, I mean R&B night, bar one, Tuesday night, and then I should be back at Johnny Malloy's on Friday from 7 to 11, or 7 to 11:30. Um,
Do you have a flyer
so
for Johnny Malloy's?
nah, because
Okay.
they gonna get their people. I mean, like they're a spot that people gonna pull up at. Um, like I don't be looking at that like, oh, I need to make sure I get people there. Like
Where
like
is
that.
Johnny Malloy's? And I
It's the
want to say Johnny
Geppettos.
Malloy's is like on what's it
It's
used to
on
be like in
Mayfield.
a theater or something like that, wasn't it?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Johnny Malloy's is on, where Geppetto, where the Giant Eagle is in South Euclid. on Mayfield.
Okay.
Um, it's the Geppetto's right there on that at that one intersection. So before you get to Green Road and all that stuff, if you come, it's between Green and Belvoir. There's a Geppetto's pizza place. And it used to be like, I guess it used to be the whole restaurant, but then at some point, some years back, they took out some of those seats where people used to sit and I guess and actually be in the restaurant. That's just the bar back there now.
I gotta
Um,
go up there and see because I promise you, Johnny Malloy's used to be like City East, or I could have sworn Johnny Malloy's used to be like in like an old theater where you had to go up the stairs and like it was like in this space, whatever, like that you could overlook Cleveland Heights. I promise you.
that sounds like the old. I mean, the old B Dubs used to be like that. You used to have to go upstairs. That used to be over on Coventry. And you would go up the stairs in there,
Johnny
and it
Malloy's
was
used to be somewhere other than that place. I really want
it
to say
could
that.
be. I mean, honestly, it could be. I wouldn't sit there and say it wasn't. It could
Because
be,
back in the day,
but
I
yeah.
used to go to Johnny Malloy's, and that's why when you kept saying it, and then when you talk about the location, like, oh no, it wasn't over there. Johnny
Mm,
Malloy's used to be either on Coventry or on Cedar, but I remember it being like in an old theater style situation.
could be, could
Anyway,
be, but yeah. So
okay,
I'll be back there on Friday, and then I guess in another world we'd have had a whole 15 minutes of Cleveland Browns talk as we got into the show. I got to wear some Browns gear today after they actually got a win, for the first
don't
time in a
talk about my
long time.
brownies.
No, I'm not the first time for a win, but it felt like the first time for. But to actually put on a Browns gear and then do a show after a win, it's been a long time. So shout out to them for that. Still got a long ways to go. But that's
Don't do
another
that.
conversation for a whole nother day, for a whole nother show. And then for me, it's holiday time this week. You got big plans for the holiday, or you'll be in town?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. I know we.
I ain't going to Pittsburgh until Saturday.
Okay, all right, yeah. We'll be with our I think we're going over to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving this week, so we'll be in
Yeah, I'm
Cleveland.
cooking macaroni and cheese and going to my sister's house. I always make the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. So we'll be there. So either way, enjoy your time. I'm thinking, do you want to take next Sunday off or you want to do it again? Do you want to do the show again? Because I'm like, coming off the weekend, we might I actually forgot to put the show out on Tuesday because I'm so out of practice.
Yeah,
It used to be Sunday. You do the show,
yeah.
I clean everything up on Monday, put it out on Tuesday. So that's why I didn't really go up until Friday. Um, but did you want to do next Sunday? Or did you want to take a week off and then come back in a couple of weeks?
Well, see, this thing we could do next Sunday, but the following Sunday is my mom's birthday. December
So it
7th is my
makes more
mom's
sense to do this
birthday.
Sunday.
So that'll be a Sunday, whatever. So if we don't do next Sunday, it'll be 2 weeks before we do another
Let's do
Sunday.
next Sunday then. We'll do next Sunday.
Okay.
And then we'll
Okay.
take that following one off. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Well, so we'll see y'all again next week. So it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come up tomorrow. And as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I am DJ Brainstorm for you on all social media. DJ Brainstorm, the number 4 letter.
Yoo!
There you go. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.